What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. It is the 20th day of March, and here we are sitting at about $70,400 on this wonderful Saturday, coming to the end of this week here. What a beautiful reversal on the week we've had so far. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I am a little bit sick, so if you hear it in my voice, if I sound funny, if I sound different, that's why. That's what it is. $70,400 right now. We got about 12 hours left in the day. Again, hit that like button. Thank you all for being here. And let's get into it. I know that, and I sound like a broken record here, but I'm just going to start off the video by talking about this, okay? Look at this drop from a high to a low, right? Look at this drop from a high to a low. And then this drop here, and then this drop here. Notice how if we take a high to a low here, that this is like the exact same drop we've seen throughout this range. It's as if what we are is range bound, and every little pump that we have gets dumped into, every little pump we have gets dumped into, and every little dump we have gets pumped into. And it's as if all these dumps behave very similarly. Notice how this dump here was about 4 days long, this one was about 4 days long, this one was about 4 days long, this one was about 4 days long, and this one here was about 3 days long. Now 3 days is a little bit shorter, but 3 to 4 days, it's a pretty standard time frame right there, okay? And some of these that say 4 days long, if we went to the 4-hour time frame, you'd see they're really more like 3.5 days long. So basically the same thing as what we've seen here. We could drop more, but it's Saturday. We don't really move too much over the weekend. So if we drop lower, if we move higher, I doubt it's going to be by any exuberant amount. I wouldn't be surprised if by Sunday we were closing somewhere between here and $1,000 higher or lower. Nothing too dramatic, okay? Let's look at the 1-hour time frame. I do assume that from here we're going to move up. We've got a nice higher low, but there's also that possibility. There's always that possibility that we don't hold this trend line, and that instead you find support just below it, freak everybody out, and then that's whenever you move higher. This trend line also might not be accurate. Actually, while we're on the note of this trend line, I just want to look at the 4-hour time frame real quick. I mean, there's a couple ways that you could draw this, I guess. You could connect these dots here, where you've got those two marks. You could connect these dots here from these 2 points, in which you are finding support there now. Or you could connect the dots from this low and then just give it the line of best fit, which would be here. More or less, I would assume most people are probably looking at one of these two lines. So my expectation would not be that we go below this line, below 65.6K, but, and I think we're already seeing signs right now, I really wouldn't be thrown off at all if we went below 69K again. If we saw a slightly lower low to open up the week, to end the week, whatever it is, and then we move up higher, I wouldn't be surprised at all. We'll get into that a little bit later, okay? It's already obvious why, but I'm not going to say it here. We'll say it later. 1-hour time frame. As we're moving down, volume's coming in. As we're moving lower, volume's coming in. But, unfortunately, as we're moving higher, volume is leaving us. It's not good. Now, on the bright side, we can connect the dots here with the fact that it's the weekend. So, of course, we're going to have a lack in volume. The last time we had a huge gap in volume, guess what? It was the weekend. To be completely fair, though, there's a lot of volume here for the weekend, guys. This is not a typical Friday, Saturday transition right here. It's kind of interesting. Still, volume is dying down, but it is, I mean, we look at this, look at that gap in volume there. This was last Saturday. You can see down here it says Friday, Saturday to Sunday. Gap in volume. We go back, look at this gap in volume, right? That was Saturday, Friday as well. Saturday, Sunday, that was the weekend as well. This is a lot of volume for the weekend. I mean, it's pretty interesting, I guess. It's not a lot of volume, but it's a lot of volume for the weekend. Anyways, 1-hour time frame here. I'm assuming that we don't do anything too exciting to the upside. We might move down. That's the premise I'm taking, I guess, right now. We went up to the 382. We're back at the 236. If we hold support here at the 236 and we come back up to about 71.4K, 71.5K, I would expect that we break through that level. I wouldn't expect that we come back up here and find a double top. So looking at the price without the fibs, if we're up here and you think that we're going to get a double top, that's probably likely not going to happen. From a fib perspective, whenever you do this, 382 resistance to the 236 support, typically, if you return to the 382 again, typically you don't do this. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, if it's a lower high like this, that's fine. But if you get up to the 382 like this, you likely will not pull back. This is very unlikely to happen. If you're up here, what's going to happen is you're going to go to the golden ratio, or at least the 0.5 area. Find resistance there, continue to build, find resistance there, continue to build. That's kind of the idea. So at the moment, we're in a wait and see kind of moment here. If you break below the red line, we could go to 69.2K or likely even below this low. Whereas if we return to 71.4, 71.5K, we likely that would likely imply 72.3 at a minimum to 73.7K at a maximum, something up in this zone. The 1 hour RSI, in my opinion, looks bearish overall. You had some bullish divergence here, which was nice. That's what we're playing off of right now. That bullish divergence formed right back here, and we actually went right to where the divergence formed. So we don't have to, I mean, that divergence is fulfilled. Stochastics reset, they hit the overbought, so now you're coming down. The MACD's back at the zero, and it looks like it's about to reject the zero. I mean, all this to me looks like you want to go lower. Not to mention here, you have a lower high than this, right? This right here is a lower high dynamic. Sure, it's higher high right here, but it's a lower high from this point to that point. And we have higher highs in the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence. Think of it like this, right? You're moving down, you're moving down. Your indicator was oversold back here, but now it's moving up, and all you've done is move down. Your indicator's ready to get oversold again. It's reset itself. That's effectively what's happened with the RSIs. It's reset itself. Certainly the stochastics and the MACD have lower we go. 4 hour time frame. Now here's where things get exciting. So what I am calling for at the moment is a little bit of a pullback. Nothing dramatic. And I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I've already given you the target area to express that incorrect call, right? That is 71.4, 71.5K. If you're at 71.5K, you likely will not go below this low. You likely will at least proceed to prices around 73K is what I'm thinking. But time will tell. Backtesting prior support, finding resistance here. This looks like a rejection candle in itself. Moving down with volume, not moving up with volume. All the indicators on the 1 hour time frame so far, to me, I have a high degree of confidence that we will see a lower low, but the price doesn't care about my confidence level or yours, okay? With that being said, I do think that we're going to move lower. And something that really helps give me this, that furthers my conviction in this belief. I didn't even look at this low down here. Wow, look at this. We can connect the dots all the way going back here. First and foremost, I guess we could come back down and touch this trend line, which is all the way down at about 66K. Take this low to this high here. Come on now. And that would put us right at our golden ratio. Imagine we drop down, it's late Sunday. That'd be right at our golden ratio and right at this overall prevailing trend line from our very low point here back in the early parts of February. And that'd be about 66.5, 67.3K, something in that area. Okay. Makes sense. What I was going to say, though, I was looking at this and I got distracted, but I'm glad I did because I think that's an interesting looking trend line. We have shown respect. What I wanted to say was this trend line here, to me, is also interesting as well because here, and earlier, sorry, I don't know why I can't talk right now. Earlier in the video, whenever I said, can you see why this is bearish? What makes me think that we're going to go down? It's the reaction. It's the reaction that we're having here. Okay, it's very telling because when you find support like this off of this trend line, when you find support like this off of this trend line, but now you get down here, it's the same trend line and you're finding support like this. Do you see the difference? One could argue, okay, but it hasn't had enough time to develop. Okay. In that sense, though, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. Take 6 candles from here, take 6 candles from here, compare it to what we're doing now. This is notably smaller. It's a notably lesser reaction than any of them. Think of it like this, right? If we had a flat line here and you're finding immaculate support and you're finding even more immaculate support and now you're not finding much support at all, what would you think is going to happen? You're probably going to break through, right? That's probably what's going to happen. Or you find really good support, then you find lesser support, and then even lesser support. It's a descending triangle. You're going to break through. That's the whole thought, is that you're getting a lesser reaction for a reason. Okay. Beyond all of that, everybody loves these trend lines, and everybody panics whenever we break through them. A lot of people make the misconception that, oh no, we're no longer in an uptrend, but that's not true. Uptrends are not defined by these magical little fairy straight lines. That's not what an uptrend is. It's a trend line. You broke the trend line, sure, but an uptrend is higher lows, right, which we would still have, and higher highs. So you have a bunch of people in the market who think they know what they're doing, saying, oh no, we've broken out of the uptrend, whenever that's the furthest thing from true, because we actually still have higher lows. So you've got people reacting on emotion and false logic, which is the perfect time for panic selling. And then the smart money steps in and buys right at these levels, right below your little stop losses. And that's whenever the price goes up. Right? That's how it happens. Just like this here. Right? As soon as you got above this trend line, that's where you sold off. Same thing here. As soon as you got above it, that's where you sold off. Now, you did inevitably move up. You did inevitably move up, but I wonder even here. Let's just see real quick. Hold on. Here you didn't actually reach the trend line. Sometimes you do. You have what they call a partial rise, where you reach for the trend line. It's the same kind of thought, but to the opposite effect. People are expecting you to hit this trend line, and instead they're left waiting, holding the bag, because you never actually get there. That's also called front running. Anyways, there's multiple scenarios that could come out of this. One, we do see a slightly lower low, and with our 4-hour indicators, we provide bullish divergence on the RSI, bullish divergence on the stochastics, bullish divergence on the MACD. I can see that happening. And if that's the case, we'll see a slightly lower low, we'll hug this line, and then we should recover. Next week should actually be good. The weekend might provide a gap to the downside, and we'll fill that gap going into next week. It should be a good week, a good next week, and a good end of the month. Okay. But if we move down like this and volume picks up, it doesn't decrease, but it picks up, then there's a strong chance that we could continue to go down here, because again, from this low to this high over here, that is the golden ratio retracement overall, and you are finding support here. And then what we think is the same thought that we're having here. We look for the reaction. Is the reaction going to be weak? In which case, we expect the same thing. We might find support just below this line. And everybody's freaking out. We broke the trend, but it's like, no, you still have higher lows. Just because you went below this low, right? This low, you had higher lows until you went to a lower low, right? It's not always that simple, right? Here we have lower lows technically, but also very literally these lows matter more. I would say we still have higher lows. I'm giving you a lot. I know that I'm talking a lot. I feel like I know what I'm saying. It makes sense to me. But if I'm confusing you with the words, just hear me out and understand that what I'm trying to say is, if we don't do this and then find recovery here at this trend line, I would expect we go down here and then we attempt to do that there. Okay. So it's one or the other. We're either going to find support somewhere around this 69 to 68K level, maybe even a little bit lower, or we're going to go down to this 66, 64K level. Okay. I, for one, right now am in favor of this, but it depends on how we react. And over the next couple of days, that thought is subject to change. We absolutely could move lower, but I'm not thinking we do. 4-hour RSI is bearish enough. We can absolutely come lower. We do this, we get a lower low over the next couple of days, we will have bullish divergence on every indicator right here. Okay. You look at the 4-hour stochastics, and the stochastic right here, the blue, has crossed down. We're in a new 4-hour candle right here. I would expect that this one closes red, because the 4-hour has bearish implications and the 1-hour has bearish implications. Daily time frame here, the stochastics look to be pointing up right now, which is actually nice. I mean, you look at this trend. This is actually a pretty bullish trend. I'm not going to lie. But the stochastics are not known for respecting these kind of trend lines. I mean, sometimes they do, but I don't rely on it as much. Right here, you clearly respected that from a resistance point. Here, you're respecting this from a support point. But I don't really like to look at it like that, because the stochastics can be weird, man. They can be weird. It's not like the RSI. A little bit, but not really, okay? Don't think of it like that. That'll get you in trouble. We are right now we're up $700 on this day. We're $700 away from closing it red, and then instead of crossing up right here, looking like we're bouncing, we're going to continue to go lower. I wouldn't be surprised we drop a little bit lower over the coming days. This stochastics come down here, and then it's reset. Then we're at the oversold zone at a higher low. The last time we were at an oversold zone here, it was at a higher low. The time before that was at this low here, right? We got really close to it over here, and that was at a higher low as well. I would think that's what we're going to do. I look for that more than I look for these trends in the stochastics at least. But the RSI, however, does have a little bit of a nice trend as well, right here. Ooh, to be fair though, right? Look at that. Looks like we've actually broken this trend. We have broken this trend. We went a little bit below it here. Maybe we're a little bit below it now. Let's see how the weekend goes. But so far, this idea of holding support here goes against this trend because we've broken out of it, and it goes against the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. I'm not buying it. I think that we move lower. We're below the 50. Let's go down to the 40 and find support. Maybe we get a lower low here while providing a higher low in the price. That sounds right, and that's hidden bullish divergence. We don't need the uptrend. We're still bullish overall. And the stochastics are reset bullish. We're good, right? The MACD probably won't even reject the zero. We might get a false cross where we see a little bit of red. A false cross like this. We might see something like that where we get a false cross. But really what we're just doing is we're finding support at the zero. We're contesting it. If we can get some separation, this would be very bullish, guys. If these oscillators can get through the zero, get above this. This isn't a good way to do analysis. What I'm about to say, it's just relevant though. It's not something that you should use in your toolbook. I'm just using it as a point of reference. If we see these oscillators get above these histograms, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now understand what I just said there. If you're doing your own analysis, don't ever think, oh, if the oscillators get above the histogram, that's a good thing. I mean, probably yes, because you want that would imply that you're crossing above the zero. Okay, probably yes, but don't think of it like that. Okay, the oscillators and the histograms, you should not compare them to each other. The histogram is one thing, the oscillators are another thing. They're just overlaid so that you can see it. Okay, I'm just using that as a point of reference. If we can get these oscillators up through the zero, that's good. Because of the histogram, we can reference this. If you're getting above there, you're likely getting above the zero. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I don't think I have anything else to say. But guess what? Back to the very beginning of this video. 1, 2, 3, 4 days to drop. I guess on the 5th day you found your low. From the high to the low, that was the 5th day. 1, 2, 3, 4 days here. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days here. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. If we see a lower low, it will be 4 days, or if it's on Sunday, 5 days. That fits the range that we've had already. So that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know where I was getting 4 days before. I guess I wasn't counting the first day. I was just counting the days after. I mean, maybe that makes more sense. But either way, 4 days, 5 days, whatever. One more day makes sense to find the low, if not even 2 more days. And then we likely move up going into next week. I don't have anything else to say. Expectation at this moment is that we do go below 68.7K. Expectation for me is that it happens by the end of this week, and that next week will be the week that we start to move up again. Does that mean that we see a higher high? I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. If we do see a higher high, what I'm going to expect is the exact same thing that happened here, is the exact same thing that happened here, the same thing that happened here, and the same thing that happened here. Okay, what do all these highs have in common? People at the very top of all of these points were saying, we're not in a bear market anymore. This was the low, and we're ready to move up. We're going to see 100K. We're going to see 85K. We're going to see 90K, all these levels. We're going to go up to 160K. All those people are screaming really, really loud, and about 2 days later, they're just quiet. And then the people who are talking really loud now, we're in a bear market. We're going to go below 40K. They're all coming out to play too. It's just a very polarized environment. Check your emotions. Don't let others influence your emotions. Okay, try to keep yourself in check. Really ask yourself, am I euphoric? Am I fearful? And if the answer is yes, you should probably not make financial decisions. Okay, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be involved with the market. I think right now is a really, really good time to be investing in crypto. It's a really good time, up or down in this range, whatever, to be buying Bitcoin, to be buying blue chip cryptos that will be here for the next cycle. you know, anything in the top 10, anything in the top 20 probably, it's a really good time to accumulate some crypto. I think if you're not involved in crypto right now, to at least some significant degree, like over 50% of whatever your cash value is, if it's not deployed in crypto right now, it's financially irresponsible. I think this is a generational moment to get into crypto. Absolutely it is. Don't get that confused at all. But we're not going anywhere fast. We're not moving up, we're not moving down, we're just moving range bound sideways until probably June, if not May or even July. Okay? I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. This video was longer than I expected it to be, but here we are. Take care. Bye bye.